Hello everyone, I'm Amir. Welcome to Free Conversation Lovers Episode 5. If you haven't checked out our previous podcast, please go check them out.
Hello everyone, and I'm Ali. We've gathered here today with Mr. Hassani from Iran. He's co-founder and CEO at MappleCity App and also Chief Technology Officer in Intelligence Project in Mashhad municipality.
He has incredible high-tech and startup project experiences. Hello Mr. Hassani, welcome to Free Conversation Lovers. It's such a pleasure to be here with you today, and thank you for accepting our invitation. Would you tell us more about yourself to the listeners?
Hello everyone. I currently work for MappleCity, a startup, and Mashhad municipality, and I'm a project and a startup manager where I work. We have a product in the field of smart city management that we have put all urban electronic services in a citizen application. I enjoy the field of information and communication technology because I was introduced to this field as a child and a new world in front of me, and I have been working in this branch of science for almost 20 years. I was a chief technical officer, and I also have a lot of experience in programming language, and I know how to launch a great startup.
Yeah, actually, I've never talked to a person that has startup, so I'm really excited actually. So tell us more about your education. Like, have you started?
Actually, I was 70 when I saw in a computer, and my father bought me a PC. Then I tried to work at the company where we bought our computer. It was the first practical experience, and I felt that in my nature. Then I pursued me education in computer-related subject for diploma. Then I had university entrance exam for the associate degree in computer science. As you may already know, we have university entrance exam for all the university degree in Iran. So I passed 3 university entrance exams, associate, bachelor, and master degree, all in computer science and computer engineering.
Yes, that's great. That's really good. And a lot of young people these days have ideas about launching their own startup projects or the other projects. They don't know how to make that happen. But I wanted to ask you this one: as you're working on innovative startup project, can you please tell us how someone can implement their ideas?
Yeah, I believe that we should release ourselves from the society, the stereotypes that the communities predefine, and generalize to everybody, and put our mind, the brainstorm status, and rely on innovation and analytic point of view. Every idea should be investigated, analyzed for all possible aspects. Then we should search and analyze related existed ideas. Finally, the financial issue should be considered, which result to a referable business plan.
Yeah, that's really good. How is your startup company? I heard you are going to launch a startup project in Canada. Could you tell us more about it and what are you going to do exactly?
Well, speaking of the specific of a startup project in Canada, more than 15 years experience in IT and high-tech field, I launched a national project and many achievements. All tells me that the rhyme for launching and an international new startup and challenge myself once more. I studied many countries regarding different areas, all related to my startup subject. I was informed by my sister, she's living in Vancouver, about the Vancouver municipality plan for 2013, and I learned about UN-related programs. So after the analysis and minute meeting sessions with my advisors, we concluded to launch it in Canada because it's the most appropriate first target for our startup.
Yes, and how do you gather startup team members who are the right person for the needed positions?
Actually, there are requirements to implement an idea for concept to MVP. The most important are expert people who have faith on their project, problem solver, hard worker, and the capability of working as a team member. I mean the team working spirit. Every business or idea which will be resulted in a business need experts from different backgrounds, public relations, business, research and development, CRM, invest, and so on. I'm going to emphasize that it's vital that every team member of your startup should have the spirit of team working, positive contribution, problem solving.
Yes, exactly. The members of the team and startup have to be really good to team working, work good on team working. Yes, I agree with you, Mr. Hassan. And you also are CTO in Mashhad municipality for more than 2 years. Could you tell us more about this position?
Well, to tell you the truth, I love working in the smart city field. So in 2018, I was invited as the advisor of the Mashhad city mega application for Mashhad municipality. Then I continue my contribution as a senior app expert. Then currently as the CEO.
Yes, exactly. That's really good. And what project are you doing in Mashhad now?
Current project is a citizen-centered application that involves major city services in an integrated application both for the service providers and citizens as the final user who receive the city services. It also has positive effects on city culture and we increase both aspects, the physical effect and mental effects. We also train the children, the future senior citizen, how to be better citizen not only for themselves, but also for society.
Yes, and also Mashhad is one of the good cities in Iran, and the technology is really good, and you are helping that to more better
Yeah,
technology in Mashhad. And how do you
yeah.
manage the work of your startup and your job in Mashhad municipality? Isn't it hard to have two positions in the same time?
Uh, I believe that hard working will pay off always. However, it's clear that it's hard to have an effective balance of time devotion between my job at Mashhad municipality and my own startup. I tell you the secret, a great team. Your team makes you strong and give you flexibility. In addition, we have clear responsibilities and all tasks are managed by the right person. We always define all the process which seems possible to face with them. Actually, recently, as my startup is in a serious steps, I'm going to dedicate most of my time to my own startup.
Oh, you are going to dedicate more time to your own startup. That's really good, yeah.
Yes, that's great. And, since you also have experiences in programming, could you tell us more about it? Like, what do you think is the most essential programming language to learn?
When I was a teenager, I fell in love with programming and algorithm. I used Visual C and C++ to implement my first code. I also experienced assembly, HTML, and PHP. As the smartphone emerged, I saw a part of intelligence and computers in this little device. So I learned Android Studio. What a great experience in general. Programming is not easy, but if you are enthusiastic and motivated and see it in your blood and enjoy it when you are coding, I highly recommended you stick to it. It's the right choose.
Yeah, actually, it's really good. I also do programming, like Python, and programming is really good, especially when you are really, interested in it a bit. Let me say that. What challenge have you faced with your startup in Iran? Because if you want to start a launch startup, you will face lots of challenges in Iran.
So actually, there are a lot of challenges in startup in Iran. Working on Iranian startup are so easier these days in comparison with the previous years. However, there is no official organization that is responsible for a startup issue, and that is the most and the major challenge of Iranian startups. Third, technology park that are supposed to support the idea or the seed startups, but they only supported scale startups. Another major problem is the governmental economy of Iran. The Iranian government is in almost every corner of the country economy. Everything is governmental. In another word, in addition to many drawbacks of the governmental economy, there are no competition between similar startups in the market. So many great startups will be failed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And what challenges do you think you will face with your startup in Canada?
Uh, the futures that I see in myself and my startup make up possible to launch our project in Canada and international cities. As the technology is borderless, it makes the app possible to be launched beyond the countries and a global app. Moreover, we are going to increase our income and attract partners for effective partnership to develop their project and implement our new add-on ideas, which make it more popular and stronger applications.
Yes, actually, it's really exciting. You are going to launch an app and startup app, in other country. I really liked it. And what do you see yourself in the in the next 3 years?
Yeah. My goal for the next 3 years included three things. Firstly, application development in other cities and countries of the world. Secondly, increase income and earn good profit.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, choose a strong partner to develop the commercial and technical project.
Oh, that's really good. You
Yes,
have a plan. You exactly know what you're going to do. I also like this one.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome because you're a successful person and you're also an organized person because you know what you're gonna do the next 3 years. But what would you do if you could go back to past?
Mm, to be honest, I have been enjoying my journey, but if I am going to be specific in answering your question, I will do the same.
Oh, you will do the
Yeah,
same. Exactly. That's
that's a
Uh,
great
awesome.
answer. Yeah.
And what do you suggest for young people who want to start and start up in a specific field?
I'm still young and need to gain more knowledge and experience. But
Mm-hmm.
if you are asking me to say something to your listener, be patient and follow your dreams without bias. Always involve your mind in ideas and innovation and never give up.
Yes,
Yes, exactly.
this is a good point that we find in yourself. You know, you never get disappointed, especially in Iran and when you had challenges with your startup. I appreciate
Yeah, exactly.
your efforts.
Yeah, because yeah, I really agree with you. I really agree with you on this one because life has a way of letting you down, but you should never give up. Yeah. And finally, if there's something that we didn't ask you and you think it's useful, tell our listeners, please.
Uh, I have been expecting a question. Do you consider yourself a successful person? And the answer is yes. Regarding all the constraints, I made it possible. I was not in my bubble and I left my safe spot. I did, and I am doing my part to make this world a better place to live.
Uh, that's great. I hope we can meet more successful people like you. And I'm so happy today. I'm so excited and happy today that I had this podcast with you. Thank you, Mr. Hassani, for joining us in this episode. We hope the listeners enjoyed the podcast.
Thank
Thank you for
thank you, Mr. Hassani. Everyone, hit the subscriber button and leave comments. Follow us on Rumble, Podbean, Anchor FM, and most importantly, don't forget to join our Discord server.
Professionals from all over the world, and we're promoting our community with your support. If you have any amazing topics that you want to share with the listeners, or if you have any issues you would like people to know about, you can join us and talk about it.
Take care and see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.